I am so thankful and grateful to be here today, to be on the land, also to be here with you, to have this platform to share. But especially, I'm really grateful. Sunday, I went into town, and the dichotomy, the difference, the contrast between the city life, which can be such a struggle to be, the planes and the traffic and the pollution and the noise and the drugs and the crazy people and the traffic and the going to work and the hustling for money can drive you a little bit insane. Welcome in, fam. Much love. Trav here, and I was so thankful on Sunday night to leave the city, drive back to the farm where we grow our own food, we eat our own food. I live on the land, I work outside, have a community that to support and that supports me, and that I don't have traffic, I don't have to drive. There's not a bunch of drugs, there's not a bunch of crazy people, there's not pollution, there's not planes overhead. Working outside with the animals, with the pigs, with the chickens, and the sheep, and the plants, and the soil, and the sun, and the wind, and the earth, and the rain, and the water, and the waves. And I'm really grateful for that. And I want to share that with you because I talk about it like not everyone should be a farmer. Definitely, it's not for everyone, but more people than you think. More people, it might be for you. But even more than that is like, think about the way that humans have lived. Think about where we've come from. For 2 million years, humanoids were living, there's some caves and stuff like that, but we're not living in those caves. We're sleeping in them, right? Or we're sleeping in our huts or wherever we are, living outside for 2 million years, working outside, working with the food. And then for the last 10,000 years, 8,000 years, civilization, birth of agriculture and farming. Well, the farm life, people are still living outside, right? As I've described, for the most part, living outside, spending the majority of their time outside, experiencing the seasons. You start to have people congregate in cities because of stockpiling of food that farming allows, stockpiling of grain, and then you have salt, and then now we have refrigeration, we have freezing, and we have these non-perishable foods. We can stockpile a bunch of food. Now only 1% of people work on the food. 99% of people don't. 99% of people are also disconnected from the land for the most part. For the most part, living inside, and it's no wonder that mental health is such an issue. It's no wonder that physical health is an issue, that people are unhappy, people are lost, people are confused. Well, it could be that it's because we're living lives that are so disconnected from the way that our brains are wired. Industrial cities are only a couple hundred years old. Yes, I think we evolved faster than a lot of people would say, but our brains are not really wired for this. We're still wired for community. We're still wired for being outside, being healthy, as opposed to getting stuck in traffic on the way back and then debating whether I'm going to go to the gym or not. I'm feeling bad or either way because I don't have the energy, or and if I don't, I feel bad about myself. But it's just, I'm really grateful. I'm a city person. I grew up in Seattle. I lived there for 24 years. I never even, I would go camp out uh, with friends or family, and stuff like that. Go drive off into the woods during the summertime and camp out. And went to Puyallup Fair. There was some exposure, pumpkin patch. There's some exposure to outside life and farm life, but I was stuck in like, I want to get out of the city somehow, immerse myself in basketball, immerse myself in games, immerse myself in YouTube. And once I started to succeed in that, that allowed me to start to travel. So now I'm traveling, like I'm going through Europe, I'm going through the US, Mexico, Japan, etc., whatever. And I started to get off the beaten track a little bit, ended up in some smaller towns, some smaller cities, and ended up on some farms, some farmland, some rural area. And like, okay, actually I'm starting to see this lifestyle that's lower stress and is more normal, where you don't have to worry as much. And you don't have to separate exercise and work. Those things should be together. Exercise, work, and food can all be together. So, I mean, what I'm getting at is like I am trying to sell you on this outdoor lifestyle. Not that you need to be a farmer, but like even if you're in the city, get out, get to nature. You know, leave the city to go on hikes. It makes a fucking huge difference. You're gonna think very clearly in those times. Um, and go, volunteer. The community garden is a real thing you can do. And then also I said I'm really, really thankful to have this platform, and yeah, I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to have a video every single day. I'm not. To be honest, I just don't think I'm learning at a fast enough rate to do it every day right now, and I need to focus on learning more and cut time so I can focus on that. But this is, as it's grown, this is more than me doing something for fun. Like, it's not for money. It's not lucrative. It's to make a difference, and it's out of duty. It's out of obligation at this point. Where a lot of people don't have the platform. A lot of people don't have the established ability to make a difference outside of their physical environment, and I do. So I'm going to make the most of it. And that's a beautiful thing about social media. Like, I want to. Maybe it's narcissistic to say so, or maybe it's selfish to say, like, I want to make a difference. I want to make a change. I want to be helpful, and I want to be rewarded for that, right? So it's more than I want to make a difference to people in my immediate environment. I want to make a difference in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, in Australia. It doesn't need to be a huge difference, but I want to expand it beyond, the people that I interact with on a daily basis. And the internet is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful way to do that, to share this message, because I am isolated out here, chosen to leave the city and to not live in the woods, but to live in the rural, the farmland, and the internet's a way to share that. So it's beautiful. So for you today, you can share whatever you want in the comments, but just take a little bit of time to think about, compare your current lifestyle to the lifestyle of your ancestors. Of the ancestors of 10,000 years, ancestors of 2 million years. And it doesn't need to be exactly the same. You take those ancestors would like internet and smartphones and modern conveniences, but they probably don't want to be trapped in, they probably don't, they're hefted to the land. They probably don't want to leave the land to go sit in a cubicle or go stand at a counter, or, be driving for 10 hours or whatever we're doing in the modern world. So compare your current life, and then just be aware that there are lifestyles that are more in tune with what we've been doing. Farming happens to be one of them, but also I think your hobbies should be conducive to that, because we have this underlying, like, something's not right, and that that doesn't that's probably never going to go away fully, because that's part of the human motivation. I like to say Richard Dawkins quote, living organisms move away from pain and towards pleasure. We need to have pain to move away from. That's actually probably the stronger motivator, especially as we get older and trauma becomes our main teacher. So that's not necessarily going to go away, but certain environments will exacerbate that. Or certain environments will create more stress, more anxiety, more bad feeling. And if you want a good feeling, more good feeling, better individual days that you just feel good, probably moving outside is a good bet on that. So feel good today. I want you to feel good too. So appreciate you. Thank you. And let us know what you think in the comments. Take care, fam. Talk to you soon.